Hi everyone, welcome to our webinar. This is the first session of Doc Talks. This is a series of webinars that we're going to have talking about learnings from the DJI Dock and previous deployments. We're just going to wait one more minute to start this session. And yeah, before we start, I would like to start with a poll question to make sure we know who is present in this webinar. So 1 second. The pointer is not working. 1 second. Why is this not working? Just 1 second, we're fixing some technical problems here. Before we start the webinar, I want to add in the first poll question just to get to know you a little bit more. The first question is, which one of these statements best describe you? I am a drone hobbyist, I am a drone service provider, an industry professional, a drone solution reseller, or a third-party solution developer. So I guess the first part that we want to highlight is we launched the dock a year ago. So I want to ask Bill, since the launch of the dock, what has DJI been doing to make sure this solution is ready for customers?
Yes, thanks, Tommy. So actually, you can see here, this is DJI Dock's timeline. So you can see DJI Dock firstly launched at March 2022, years ago. But at that time, the DJI Dock is still in the beta test stage. So after DJI Dock launched from March to December, so we started the beta test in China. During the beta test, we continuously to optimize the DJI Dock's performance and also the reliability. And we also collect users' feature requirements, then rapidly to update the firmware and release more features to meet the user's requirement. So for example, in the first version of DJI Dock, it does not support like the remotely manual control and not support like the remote maintenance and the root editor. But during the test, we have collected the demand from the user. So in the following firmware, we gradually to introduce these features and to give user a better experience. And finally, after these 9 months of testing and improvement, our product is ready for commercial use. And we start the commercial shipment in China first and in end of last year. And till now, we have already shipped over 2,000 DJI Dock units and over 1,000 units have been deployed. So actually, now the DJI Dock is not a concept; it's already commonly used. So actually, you can see this is all about the China market, and of course, how about the other market is except China? For example, for global market. Actually, for global market, we have shipped more than 100 DJI Dock demo units to our dealer for demonstration and the trial. So, for example, we have completed the test of the low temperature scene in Sweden, and also to finish the test of high temperature scene in Dubai. And also we verify the usability of DJI Dock in different industry, like for public safety, we cooperated with Dubai Police to finish the test. For example, the PV inspection, we cooperated with the Raptor Maps, and also Yeah, these are some use cases.
Examples, yeah.
Yes, and actually there is a good news here. For example, next month, July, we have planned to taking order in rural market, which means the user, if they are interested about the DJI dog, they can place order and they can to consult our dealer for more detailed information.
All right, that's great. That's great. So now, okay, we have done a lot of testing. We have tested the DJI dog in different environments. But for those who might not know what the DJI dog is, so that's the first question. Like, what is the DJI dog and why the DJI dog?
Yes. So actually, in a nutshell, DJI Dock is a drone docking station. So designed to facilitate the remote monitoring and autonomous deployment of drones. And the workflow goes like you can remotely to plan a mission, and on our platform, the DJI App 2, and or the third-party platform. So the mission can be synchronized with the dock, and the drone inside the dock, which is the M30 dock version, and will take off and do the flight, do the mission. And after the mission completed, will return to the dock and automatically land and can be charged up and get ready for its next mission. So actually, it's used to adjust the challenge of traditional method. The traditional method means the pilot need to go on site to do the operation. But if you have the DJI dock, you don't need to go on site, and you can adjust the challenge like high transportation costs, because sometimes the working site is far away from the city. The pilot may need to drive around 1 or 2 or 3 hours to the site and for the operation. So if they can deploy the DJI dock, it can save the time, improve the efficiency as well. And also, secondly, it can to reduce the high operation requirement for the pilot, because if you operate the drone, the pilot need to be trained well. But for the DJI dock, it's very automatic, so it does not need much skill. So it's very simple to use. So this is why we designed the DJI dock, why we introduced DJI dock. And next is about the reliability, because DJI dock is deployed outdoors and sometimes deployed in a very harsh environment, such as mining site and like a snow field. So DJI dock are exactly built to withstand the harsh environment. For example, firstly about the operation temperature range. Actually, DJI dock has a very wide range. It can work from -35 to 50 Celsius degree. And also it has very good weatherproof capability. The overall protection is IP55. And also for the lighting protection, it has a built-in surge protector, so it can prevent up to the 40 kA the induction lighting. And also for the it also has a built-in the backup battery. So even the power source is shut down, the backup battery can guarantee 5 hours and to guarantee the drone can return to the dock safely. So this is about the reliability. And next I will show a video about this. This is a test video in the laboratory test. So first is the low temperature test. It's
Hello. I just want to make sure if everyone can hear me. We had a network problem here in our site, so I just want to make sure that you can hear me. All right. I apologize for the inconvenience. We had a network problem here, so we're gonna continue.
No.
Nope. All right. Apologize for that. We had a network issue here. So yes, continue please, Bill, about talking about the efficiency, reliability of the DJI dock.
Yeah. Actually, when we're talking about the efficiency, at first we need to talk about the coverage. Actually, DJI dock used the M30 dock version, and which has equipped with the hybrid sensor. It has a laser rangefinder, can detect the range between the target and the drone, and also it has the thermal camera, a very good zoom camera, and wide camera. And also, this drone uses the O3 enterprise version image transmission protocol, which is developed by DJI, and which has very good anti-interference capability. And at the same time, the M30 dock version has a flight time up to 14 minutes, so which can effectively to cover the 6-kilometer radius of the dock. And actually, according to our experience in China, because some public security users purchase DJI dock for emergency response, and they deploy the DJI dock in the city, and with a population of 3 million. And actually, only less than 10 dock is enough to cover whole urban area for the city with a 3 million population. And when we talk about the turnaround time, the DJI dock equipped with a fast charging module, so which can charge the battery from 10% to 90% with just 25 minutes, and to guarantee the efficiency.
That's very good. So I wanna then go to a second poll that we have prepared to understand a little bit more about what's your expectations for this type of solution. So the second question is, what do you think the biggest benefit you could get from the DJI dock? So let's launch the poll right now. And let's wait for everyone's answer. Just give a few more seconds to get everyone's feedback. All right, let's close the poll and show the results. All right, so I'll see that. Thanks for everyone. I think it's very balanced, different benefits from different audiences. So let's go back to the slide. And now I know, Bill, you have talked about, we did a lot of testing. We have upgraded a lot of the software based on the customer demand. So if I'm like a dock user, I know now what the dock can do, but how do I get started? Like, how to use the dock?
Okay, so when user have already get a dock, the first one is the user need to deploy the DJI dock. Actually, DJI dock also designed for the simple setup and quick deployment. So firstly, the weight of DJI dock is very light, it's around 100 kilogram, and also for the dimension, it's also only need a very few the space needed. It's less than 1 square meter, and also it used the all-in-one design, which means no matter the surveillance camera, the weather station, the antenna, the RTK is already integrated inside of DJI dock. So you just need to deploy DJI dock and do not need to deploy additional other component like the antenna or RTA station. So actually for the deployment process, actually it has 4 steps. We can go to the next slide. Actually, the first step is to do the site survey. So it's kind of like you to deploy the air conditioner. So the site survey means you need to guarantee the site used to deploy DJI dock has stabilized the power source. And because the DJI dock's power consumption, maximum power consumption is 1,500, so you need to guarantee the power source can meet the requirement of the DJI dock. And next is about the network, the Ethernet. Actually, the network requirement of the DJI dock is both uplink and the downlink bandwidth is greater than 10 megabits per second. And also for the image transmission, to guarantee there's no avoid the signal obstruction. So after you finish the site survey, you also need to do a little bit the civil work. For example, you need to make a base, like a concrete base or metal base. The base is used to raise the DJI dock and to prevent from the flooding, and also to stabilize the DJI dock. And besides the base, also you need to, for example, you need to prepare the cable, the power cable and the Ethernet cable, and also you need to use PVC pipe to cover the cable. Also sometimes you need buried. And also sometimes it requires the grounding. You need to, for example, if you have already existing grounding system, you need to connect the DJI dock to existing grounding system or build an additional grounding system for DJI dock. And after you finish the civil work, you can do the installation. You just need to properly to mount DJI dock to the base and to complete the connection with the power, with the Ethernet, and also the ground earthing system. So after you finish the installation, you need to use the controller to configure the DJI dock. And for this step is very simple. According to our experience, only 5 to 10 minutes you can finish the configuration part. And this is all about the setup and deployment. So, and after you finish the deployment and the installation, the next step is use DJI dock. So how to use DJI dock, how to manage DJI dock. Actually, DJI provides the intelligent management platform, the File Hub 2, and which is a web-based dock management platform. And actually, it is a public cloud server based, and the server is in the Virginia, United States, and is operated by AWS, the Amazon Web Service. And for this, in this cloud platform, user can do everything related to DJI dock, no matter the automatic flight, the remote manual flight, or data management, or dock maintenance. And I will introduce them one by one. So firstly, about the automatic flight. So if user want to use the automatic flight to let the dock to execute the automatic mission, so firstly, the user needs to plan the mission. Actually, DJI provides 3 methods for route planning. The first one is the 2D planning. It's a traditional way you plan the route on the 2D map. The second way is use the live mission recording. You plan the route on site and synchronize the mission to cloud. And the last way is immersive, the 3D flights. You need to upload the 3D model and fly the virtual aircraft to plan the route. So firstly, the 2D map planning. So actually, the 2D map planning is very simple. You can import the 2D map or use the satellite map, and you can define the overall mission setting like flight altitude and the flight speed, the altitude mode, and etc. And also you can add the waypoint and also add the waypoint action in each waypoint and adjust the gimbal orientation. And also, actually this is in the Valve 2 interface, and also you can see the camera view and to see where you can get. Actually, this way is very simple. It's simplest route planning method, and actually it's recommended for the simple mission, such as patrolling and also the basic inspection mission. And next method is the live mission recording. And this way means you need to use a remote control and to record the mission on site. You need to manually fly it once, and the drone will record each operation and will record the aircraft position, the gimbal's orientation, and the action you use, for example, take picture or take photo or take video. So after the drone record, it will save as a file, and you can synchronize the file to our cloud platform, the File 2, and the dog can automatically to use this file and execute the file. And this scenario actually is used for the detailed inspection, because, for example, you need to inspect like insulator in power grade inspection or the boat, even the boat, because it's more detailed than the first way.
Mm-hmm.
And the last method is the immersive 3D fly. And this is kind of like you need to upload 3D model first, no matter the photogrammetry mode or point cloud mode. And next we provide the flight planning tools. You can use the keyboard to fly the virtual aircraft and to plan your route, to add a waypoint, to add a waypoint action. So actually this scenario is you don't need to go on site, because if you use the live mission recording, you need to go on site and manually to fly once. But for this, you don't need. You just need to import 3D model and fly the virtual aircraft to plan. So it's also used to recommend for the detailed inspection. And actually, for some user, they have already has a model. For example, for some power grid company, they have the point cloud model. So they can use this way. It's simple and more efficient. And this is a demonstration video about this. You fly a virtual aircraft in the 3D model, and to jack screen to adjust the gimbal's orientation, and to find correct position and the target, and you just need to add the waypoint.
So this is already happening in FlyHub, right?
Yes, and actually this is a new feature we just released this year, because we continuously to collect users' feedback. So they need this feature, so we develop it. And also you can see the preview in the right side. This is the preview. So this is what you get, this is what you see.
All right.
And after you plan the mission, the next way is execute the mission. So actually, DJI provides a multiple time plan for this. For example, you can schedule an immediate mission, or you can schedule a timed mission. For example, every week, every day, or every month, operates the automatic mission that you can set. It's like you schedule a meeting in Outlook, very similar. And the next, after you schedule the mission for the mission execution, during the mission execution, you can use File 2 to monitor the progress. For example, this is a demonstration video, and actually you can see the live video feed from the drone, and also you can check the progress on the map. Yeah, this is a demonstration video. You can watch the live feed and to check the progress. And after the drone finish the mission, and after it return to the dock, the media file in the SD card will automatically to upload to the File 2, and you can check them and you can view them in the File 2, and you can analyze them. So this is about the automatic mission workflow. And the DJI Dock will also support the live flight control or the remotely manual flight control. So this is a demonstration video. So you can use the keyboard to control the drone in the File 2. You can, for example, use WASD to move the aircraft forward, backward, move left or move right, and use Q and E to rotate the drone, and CNCs to rate up and down. And this actually now it is using W to moving the drone forward. Okay. And also, hold
1 second, sorry.
Last slide. Okay, actually, for this function, it's like you play a video game, use keyboard to control aircraft in the laptop, and also you can, for gimbal orientation, you can double click the screen to adjust the gimbal orientation.
Okay.
And next we also provide another feature called Fly To, which means you can right-click the map and set a Fly To location, Fly To destination, and then you click Start. The drone will automatically to fly to the Fly To location. And here is a demonstration video to right-click the map to set the Fly To location. And it's very useful for the emergency response. And when you get the location, when you get the coordinate, you set the destination.
The point, yeah.
And actually, another function that's included in DJI Fly 2 is the remote data management. Actually, it includes two parts. Firstly, it supports the model importing. Actually, this feature is also released this year because because when you do the route editor, if you can import like a 2D or 3D model, it's very helpful for route planning. And also, it supports the media file management that user can view and download the media file in the File 2. And also, it can check the location where you shoot the photo and where is the target, because the drone equipped with the laser rangefinder, it can use to calculate the coordinate of target. Okay, and this is about the data management, and also for the remote dock management, because actually, sometimes DJI dock is deployed very far from city, and we do not want the engineer frequently to go on site and to do maintenance. So we improve our hardware, we improve our reliability, and actually according to our laboratory test, the maintenance interval is 6 months. You don't need to frequently to go on site for maintenance. And for the software part, in that Fab 2, we also provide many functions that can let the engineer can do some simple maintenance work. For example, the first one is the remote update. Because actually, DJI style is we will frequently to update our firmware because we continue to collect the user's feedback, user's demand. So we'll develop a new feature to meet the demand. And averagely, each quarter we will have a big update to introduce more features and the functions. And this is allow users to update the dock and aircraft remotely in the Fab 2, not on site. And next is about the remote debug, because actually, yes, DJI dock is reliable, but sometimes it will also have some small issue. And most of the issue can be simply solved by like restart the aircraft or restart the box, that you can do it remotely. So actually, this is exactly do that. And next is about the warning message. Actually, when the DJI dock encounter some issues, it will have some warning messages, and you can see the history, and DJI dock and Fab 2 will give you corresponding solutions how to address this issue. And it's where it's helpful for the engineer to solve this problem.
Yeah, very, very interesting. So I'm looking forward to see which one of these features, like from data management to dock maintenance to live flight control, are the users more interested in testing. So let's launch our third poll of this session. And the question is, which features are you more interested in testing? So let's launch the poll now. Let's wait a little bit. Let's give a few seconds for everyone to share their answers. All right, just a few more seconds. All right, so let's close the poll to keep going. We still have a lot of content. go through and show the results. All right, so very balanced, very balanced. I think everyone like sees the need of different features here. So very excited about all the different features that we have already on with Fly Hub 2 and the DJI Dock. But let's say, for example, I'm an end user and I have more specific needs. Like I want the dock to function on a very specific environment and with a specific flight requirement. So what then? What are the options for users out there?
Yes. So this is actually DJI provides some extensibility for DJI Dock that allows the third party can integrate the solution to the DJI Dock. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now it's working.
So actually, firstly, for the third-party solution, actually DJI provides the cloud API. It's kind of like software development kit for third-party development, and they can to develop more customized functions. For example, AI algorithm. Use AI algorithm to do like the facial recognition or the defect recognition. And also because now Fly Hub 2 is based on the public cloud, and some user maybe they can deploy the DJI Dock on premise in the on-premise network. So it also relies on the third-party developer to provide solution. And up to now, actually DJI has already to cooperate many developers like the Flightbase, and which is based on the US, and the Tianyi is a Chinese company and can provide 5G solution for DJI Dock, and also like the John Harmony and L Hub, and which is based on the Europe. And actually, we have already finished the demonstration and the test, and they are ready to meet the diverse requirements from users, more customized requirements.
All right. So if any user has a specific need that they want to do, like for example, private deployment, they can reach out to some of these companies to see what they can offer. All right, that's very good. So we have talked a lot about the capabilities and what the dock can do. But now let's talk about applications and use cases. And for that, I'm gonna move to Luke. So Luke, you have been in the energy industry for many years. And we know that the energy companies have been one of the early adopters for the DJI Dock. So what can you tell us about what are the dock applications and use cases of the DJI Dock here in China?
Okay. Hi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Luke. I'm excited to be here today to share with you some of the exciting applications of DJI Dock in the energy industry, including power, oil and gas, and renewable energy. As a BD manager in the oil and gas industry, I have witnessed firsthand the great potential of a DJI Dock in the field. In recent years, the Chinese government has been actively promoting the development and application of DJI Dock and drones in various industries, including energy. The government actually has set out a clear road path and goals to encourage different companies to use drones and AI technologies to optimize their current workflow. So our first use case is from the power industry. In the power industry, drones are already commonly used for power line inspection and for maintenance. So with the help of high resolution camera and the sensors, drone can quickly and accurately detect potential problems and other hazards, so which greatly reduce the risk of power outages and improve the efficiency of the maintenance operations. And in this case, our customer is State-Grid Corporation of China, which is one of our biggest customer in the vertical industry, and they own more than 25,000 of DJI drones. And for this case, customer deployed 4 DJI dock on an island. And before DJI dock released, they already used DJI drones to inspect their equipment. But the pain point for the customer is they still need to involve a lot of manpower, and because of the location is very diversity, and it brings a lot of potential dangers for the pilot. So with DJI dock, they have a 24/7 solution. So no matter day or night, they can always use DJI dock to inspect their critical lives. So they use 4 DJI dock to cover all the core lives and the stations on the island, which also customer integrated AI technology to provide to process the data in a more efficient way. So the whole package or the whole solution help customer to improve their current workflow, to reduce the cost of manpower, and also deliver a high quality of inspection.
All right, that's great.
Okay. So in the oil and the gas industry, DJI dock are used for inspection and monitoring of pipeline, tanks, and other infrastructure. And DJI dock equipped with high-resolution camera can detect leaks and other risks that are invisible to naked eyes, and also allowing for early detection and prevention of potential accident. Today's case is from PetroChina. Is also one of our big customers in the oil and gas industry, and the use case is for a 500-kilometer pipeline in the mountain area. So before DJI dock released, customer used 132 field crew to manually to inspect the 4 pipeline, which is apparently very low efficiency, and also exposed their field crew to quite some dangers in the daily inspection work. So customer deployed 8 DJI dock align the pipeline in one of the high-risk areas, and they also have eight crew of pilot to cover the 500 kilometers pipelines. And I think we can go to the next page. Oh, okay, cool. So with DJI dock solution and the AI detection technology, we help customer to cover the inspection of the pipeline reach to 100%. And also we reduced 60% of manpower, and the inspection efficiency improved 10 times. Which is we received very positive feedback from customer. So in the future, they will gradually to use DJI dock with AI detection to upgrade their current workflow.
Right.
Yes.
So they are combining the dock plus other manually fly
Yes, pilots.
All right.
Yeah.
Right. Let me check. 2. Can you hear us? Apologies, some technical issues here. Sorry, we apologize for the technical issues. Our computers are having a little problems here, but we're gonna resume. So, 1 second. Sharing my screen. No. All right.
Okay. So the last part is the solar or renewable business. In the past few years, renewable business has been booming, and so there is one question or one problem for customers. They need a more efficient way to inspect and maintenance their solar panel. And for this case, our customer, the power station, cover an area of more than 3,700 acres with a capacity of 150 watt megawatt, and then it's a typical centralized fishing and solar combination power station. However, because there is a birds in this area, which has led to frequent panel contamination, resulting significant losses of the power station. So if they use traditional ways to inspect the panel, then they will need their field crew with boat to travel within the panels, which involve with a huge amount of workflow. Fortunately, DJI dock with our thermal cameras can inspect the panels in a very efficient way, which is 20 times compared to the traditional way. Please next page. Okay, for this slide, we would like to present how DJI dock with our thermal camera can help our customer to identify the different kinds of faults and in a very efficient way. Please go to the next one.